Hopefully
Good evening. It is Thursday, September 26, 2024. This is the Kearney Board of Aldermen meeting. Call the meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sunny, have you had a chance to take roll?
I have taken roll. Everyone is present. You have the quorum.
We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, public hearing. We do have a public hearing notice this evening, a public hearing to receive public comments regarding the 2024 property tax levy. Staff, do you have a report before I open the floor, or do you want to save that for later?
Stephanie does.
Stephanie does? All right.
Should I go to the podium?
Yeah, if you, okay.
So just for informational purposes only, the public notice was published September 19th in the Courier, and in compliance with state law, our notice of publication. The anticipated tax rate for 2022, or the proposed tax rate, is 0.4764 per 0.4764 cents per $100 of assessed valuation for our general fund, and 0.05 cents per $100 valuation for our GO bond. So a total of 0.5264 cents per $100 valuation, which is the same rate as we had in 2023.
Great, thank you. At this time, I would like to open the floor for public comment or input. If you wish to speak for or against the board's action later on this evening to set the proposed rates that we're required to do on an annual basis, I'll have you come forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Open the floor for public comment or input. Ryan, we don't have anybody online, do we?
No, sir.
Okay. Seeing nobody move, I will close the floor for public comment and input. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, the consent agenda. Does the board have any questions or items of discussion on the consent agenda this evening? Seeing none, if we can entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda passes. Next item on the agenda this evening is ordinances. First item up, and actually only item rather, I'm sorry, is a motion approving bill number 38, 2024, presented by Stephanie Harris, our finance director, an ordinance levying and fixing the tax rate, the rate of tax rather, for municipal purposes for the debt service fund. You got the floor once again. Stephanie, do you have anything else to add?
I do not.
Okay. Any questions, any items of discussion from the board on this topic?
If I could just ask a quick question on, you mentioned the Hancock Amendment. Do you know how, if we were in danger of having to roll the tax levy back because of the Hancock Amendment?
If we would have been in danger, we would have had to roll.
Right, I didn't know if you knew how close we were to having to do that.
No.
Okay.
May I?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a reassessment year this year, that's why there was no change.
So we may be in that, in a different position next year.
Yes, next year is a reassessment year, and we can almost guarantee that the levy will be rolled back next year.
Okay, thank you.
For those of you that don't know what the Hancock Amendment is it's a part of our state constitution that as assessed values increase, it limits the amount of assessed valuation increase that the municipality can realize for revenue. It puts a cap on it. So as we know, real estate and things continue to appreciate, that you don't get hit fast and all at once on tax assessments on that. So it limits what we're able to collect on those reassessment years.
Correct.
So, all right. seeing no other questions or items of discussion from the board, if we can read the proposed ordinance on the first reading by title only, please.
An ordinance levying and fixing the rate of tax for municipal purposes and for the debt service fund for 2024.
Motion to approve on the first reading.
I'll second.
If you could, all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Second reading by title only, please.
An ordinance levying and fixing the rate of tax for municipal purposes and for the debt service fund for 2024.
Make a motion to approve on second read.
I'll second.
Pull the board, please.
Alderman Holt,
Aye.
Alderman King,
Aye.
Alderwoman Barker,
Aye.
Alderman Lehman.
Aye. Vote is unanimous and ordinance passes on the second reading. We'll move on to mayor's communications. A couple items I want to mention this evening is I want to share appreciation to Alderman Lehman and several staff members who represented Kearney well at the annual Missouri Municipal League Annual Conference. It was in Branson once again this year. It's always a great opportunity to attend continuing education opportunities for staff and our elected officials, and get the opportunity to network with other municipalities. And the exciting thing about this year's conference is the city of Kearney was awarded the 2024 Innovation Award for our 19th Street Interchange project. So as we know, 20 years in the making. Maybe one of you were on the board when we first started talking about all this, but a lot of us were not. A lot of people besides this current government body spent a lot of time and hours and effort into the interchange project. Definitely a combination of many hours of work, and we're so happy to see that we collectively got recognized for this award. So I wanted to make sure that that's mentioned this evening. Other item I want to mention this evening is we do have a couple of public meetings that have been noticed that we're hoping residents can attend and provide feedback and comments on. The first public meeting I want to mention is the Mac Porter Park Connector Shared Use Path. There will be a meeting at the Kearney Senior Center on Thursday, October 3rd. I hope to see you there. I plan on being there. It'll be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. As I mentioned, it's kind of like an open house format style meeting, and would really appreciate anybody who would have the opportunity to share thoughts about that project to attend, ask questions, and just get the opportunity to know more about the project. If you are not able to attend the meeting, feel free to reach out to the elected alderman or myself as your mayor, and we'll make sure to do our best to get your questions answered. Next public meeting I want to make sure everybody's aware of is on October 3rd as well, from 5 to 6 p.m. here at Kearney City Hall, a public meeting regarding the 2018 ICC Building Code update. The board has, I think, twice postponed the official vote of that. We want to make sure that everybody has plenty of time to review the updated building code and get any questions or concerns answered. So hope to see everybody at those two meetings. And that concludes my mayor's remarks. We'll move on to the city administrator report.
Just reminding you all that there will be a work session on September 28th at 8 a.m. and that's coming up quickly. And then the next regular board meeting will be on Monday, October 7th, right here at 6:30 p.m.
We'll move on to alderman discussion. Alderman King.
I don't have anything.
Alderman Barger.
I just wanted to kind of add to what the city has put out on their Facebook page about the MARC survey on the three projects that the city is asking for matching funds. It's super important for us to not have to foot the bill for everything when there's federal money out there available. They're going to listen to what our constituents have to say. Our citizens have a lot of input. And these three projects are incredibly important to the community when it comes to transportation and walking. So I would just encourage anybody that get out on Facebook, look at the city's page and find the link. I think the deadline is October 4th, so we don't have a lot of time.
Alderman Holt?
I was just wondering, have we got everything lined up for Oktoberfest? We got that all?
The chamber and Kearney Enrichment Council have been having meetings. Park staff have been attending those, and I went to the Kearney Enrichment Council board meeting today, and they said that things are falling into place. They are interested in any of you volunteering, any of us volunteering. So I did send out a link to all employees and to the board. So if you do have some time, it's a shorter event this year, but they are looking for some volunteers to help make it
But do they
successful.
haven't finalized what they're, because I haven't seen a finalization of what they're doing. I mean, we worked with them, but I didn't,
I heard today that they have more vendors than they have had in the past,
okay.
but in a smaller area than they have in the past, and that, that people are really excited about having everything not so spread out. So,
Okay. That's all I have. I just want to know about Oktoberfest.
I do, there is a sign-up genius out there. My wife likes to volunteer me for things, so I volunteered her as well to volunteer at the city. So, she's really excited that she'll be helping me do face painting in a crossing guard or something, so, but I think there is a lot of other opportunities where they're looking for volunteers, if anybody's available. Alderman Lehman?
Just wanted to say it was a pleasure to be in Branson to represent the city. It was a good conference. Went to several breakout sessions. And it's always nice to represent my hometown, and it's always a pleasure when we receive an award. The other thing, if you've not had a chance to go down to Lions Park and soon, Mac Porter Park, the pouring place is there. Yeah, we looked at it. It looks cool. And it's just fabulous. I did have a chance to go down to Lions Park, and I was actually kind of surprised at how spongy it is. It caught me off guard. And obviously when there's a higher impact area, it's even more spongy, and so it's, but it really, really looks good, and so I wanted to say kudos to our park staff and the contractor. I went out this afternoon and looked at Mac Porter Park, and it's looked better than it ever has. So if you've not had a chance, it's good to go out there and take a look at it. So Is it still roped off up there? yeah, So it's not being used no,
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep it closed until Monday.
Monday. But you can walk up to the fence and
Yeah.
look at it, but it really is a needed benefit, so hopefully we can do that in another park, so that's all I have. You got closer than I did. I didn't know it was squishy. I just saw it from a distance. Well, I went over here and not on my border, but yeah, it's quite different than the mulch that was there, so it's nice to just be able to walk straight out, so much improved.
All right, if that concludes Alderman discussion, could we entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?